Welcome back. Yes, Mr. Bamidele.
You're going to answer the question.
No.
Do the people have a common vision of what they want or where they want to go to? Because I asked that question because if I ask the three of us here now, what kind of Nigeria do you want? What kind of Nigeria do you want? Where do you want this country to go to? You probably all have different perspectives based on what you want.
That's our challenge, actually.
Now, firstly, when you look at those parameters you mentioned, you will notice that one way or the other, they are all interwoven. But I will focus on just two and see what the question you are asking, how does that dovetail into all of that? We talk about participation, and then I will also take accountability. First, you will notice that all our leaders, taken from where he stopped, there is a misplacement of where accountability should come from and where it should go to. In fact, they feel that the people actually are accountable to them instead of it being the other way around. That's one. Let's come to participation. It is more or less like something very deliberate. Do two things. You can always push and manipulate people to do what you want them to do. What are those two things? Keep them poor, keep them uneducated. And then, for as long as you can keep them at that point, use any other thing that you think, can stir up discussions amongst them. One of such things amongst us in this nation is religion. Sentiment of the tribe I belong to and all of that. It's all very deliberate to ensure that at the end of the day, I don't see Norua as my brother. I'm seeing him as somebody from this part of Nigeria. Abiodun is from this part of Nigeria. So that desire to first sit down and talk about the nation Nigeria is not really our drive. And for as long as we all still drive these sentimental matters, to really have this unified vision that we are talking about, we just end up being a mirage. Now, take, for instance, it is in this same nation, somebody is said to have stolen. What you will see very soon is people from his side of the nation will say that is not stealing. He's just taking his own portion of the national cake. When this other person did the same thing, did we complain? So until we get to that point where all of us say blue is blue, green is green, black is black, taking away all the sentiments and how does it appeal to my person, this matter of unified vision is still something that is far away from us, because the truth of the matter is that is not the matter as at now.
So what is the matter as at now?
What is matter as at now is still the sentiments of what is in need for me, what is in need for my region, what is in need for my constituency, and all of that. That is, when you look at all the discussions, whether at the leadership level, at the led level, is still the same matter of what is in need for me.
What is in it for my region? Sometimes that even doesn't apply. Because the Agbas always say that Obasanjo did not do anything for Egba land.
All right.
So it's not really what is in it for me. And talking about, do we have a common vision? I believe that at the end of the day, we do. We all want rule of law. We all want good governance, accountability. We want our leaders to be able to tell us, this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. We're going to achieve this by this time and that time. We all want that. It is maybe the little details, as they say, the devil is in the details, that we differ on what we want. But on the whole...
Can I quickly make a statement? When you listen to a man like Lee Kuan Yew when he visited Nigeria, his conclusion about Nigeria and the whole of Africa is that we are experts in rhetoric. And you can't take that away. We can sit down and paint pictures of this is what we want to do, but it does not end in just words. It does not
have to do.
We have to do. And that willingness to do is the challenge. Am I ready to do even if it's going to affect my brother? For as long as at the end of the day, that is the route we need to take to get to that place where we can say as a nation, we have gotten there. That is the challenge. If it is about painting the pictures of talking and talking, an average Nigerian is a professor in talking. But when he gets to doing, that is where the challenge is.
Profound.
That, then, when he said the common vision, we don't have a common vision. Now he's added the other part about the rhetorics. There are those who argue that it's not true. Then there are those who argue that the common vision should first be about humanity and then what you want humanity to be on the other side. Because the truth is this, a lot of us don't travel, but we all watch television at one point or the other. Some of us are on social media. We're able to go onto the internet. We're able to see what other developed countries or other places look like. And we want our country to be like that. Some of us who have been privileged to get into leadership position, we travel. We get to these places, we see.
We enjoy.
And then we want to invest there.
Yeah.
So, what's...
Well, I think the issue of vision as a people, until we tackle it, it's interesting that Nigeria is the only place where, rather than go to the root, we nibble at the leaves and hope that we can change the structure of that tree. It's not going to work. So, and the answer is before us. Our national anthem says, "Arise, O compatriots." Is that not so? Nigerians call obey. If we have a leader that will just say, by the first and second stanza of this national anthem, I will rule this country. It's a done deal. It's not a, it's not rocket science to rule a nation. It's just that, unfortunately, till now as we speak, and even in the horizon, I haven't seen anybody who is willing to be first in Nigerian. What you have is you have the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Benin man, the Hausa man, the Kanuri man, the Shai Muslim, the, what's the other one? The, Pentecostal, the blah, blah, blah. Until we have a Nigerian who will put Nigeria first, who will say to Nigeria, this is what I stand for, this is what we all should be galvanized towards. The challenge is that nobody has come to articulate in plain English what it means to be a Nigerian. And it's there. It's in the national anthem, it's in the pledge. So it's not something that we're going to try and create. It's just for somebody, it's like something that it's like a piece of clothing you've left far away in your closet. And it's a good one. My mother used to have these velvet wrappers that don't age. You just go, clean it up, and you can put it on. So we already have that vision, but who will be man enough to stand by that vision? All right? For a moment, we thought that having, been there before, gone through all that he has gone through, that our president, Muhammadu Buhari, would be that Nigerian. But sadly so, he's not. I mean, it's a shame, but, it's so... And the moment that guy... when you were in a parade ground, the parade commander is standing in one place and giving instructions. And then the person in front of you obeys, and the one behind obeys, and the one behind obeys, and you have you have a line. Yeah. You don't need to touch everybody. Right. So if the leadership would only but do the right thing, all right, be seen to be doing the right thing for Nigeria, Nigerians will fall in line. Like you said, at the end of the day, what are we looking for? A house, food on the table, good school for the children.
Don't finish.
That's not, and it's not a big deal to make that happen. But unfortunately, we haven't done the first things first. And until you do the first things first, you're not going to get it right. And what are the first things? Articulate what it means to be a Nigerian, and then abide by that articulation.
Let's look at Alfred. Let's look at that national anthem, for instance. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey. To what? To serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. So let's look at that. Is that a vision that we can go for?
Yes, definitely so. It's a vision we can go